fills up once again. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Texans. Disaster indeed. Where do we go in from here beyond the misery? They used to say misery love company. But at this rate and at this fashion, Cowboys fans' head longer than Jay Leno's chin. Cowboys stumbling. Can't find a win to get in. And this sucks. Really bad. I don't know what else to say from this point, but outside of this factors right here, Cowboy Nation, we suck. Oh my gosh. Jerry, I will fire you, Jones. Five, 4, 3, 2, and Tankathon. Tank is on, baby. Yeah. Where that Tank at? Get out the way, Tank. Fix it up a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Tank Law, baby. Can I just do the whole show like this? Who hurt? How y'all feeling, man? How are you guys feeling about this Cowboys loss right here? Who's angry? Who's upset? Who's in this situation that the Cowboys... I hate late games. I do. I literally hate late games. Let's see if I don't know if they update this thing. We don't move that much. We still in 9th spot. We still behind Carolina. We still behind the Jets, the New England's. I'm about to say the Eagles. Lord, they'd be really imploding if they were 3-8. We behind the Vegas 2-8, the Giants 2-8, and we behind plenty of teams. Cowboy Nation. Fire everyone. Yeah, fire yourself, Jerry. This is terrible news and information because the Cowboys, we put ourselves in this situation. We did. We flat out did. Let me see if we go over everything before we tune in to the announcers here. CJ was 23 for 34, 257 yards. Passer rate, he didn't do much. Only one. He had one INT, no touchdowns, and still they scored 34 points. Where they killed us is on the ground, 20 carries for 109 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns. To the point, Joe Mixon was a guy that was traded to this team for a 7th-round draft pick. They got rid of him from Cincinnati for dog food. You know what I'm saying? 4 catches for Nico, 4 catches for Tank Dale, and 2 catches for Joe Mixon. But when we flip over to the Cowboys,
more do you want from me?
Cooper Rush, 32 for 55 yards. 32 for 55, I meant to say. Yeah, this man throwing the ball 55 times for 354 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Sacked 5 times. Let me say sacked 5 times. Brian Anger, 1 for 1.
21-36, $19.99. This isn't easy, Cowboy Nation. Show Law some love right now. All we got right now. Hit that super chat, all of you all.
Appreciate you, C. Appreciate you, bro. We didn't score a single point in the second half. Yeah. Rico Low. 10 carries for 28 yards, and he averaged 2.8 yards per run. C. Dangerous Lamb, 1 attempt for 13 yards. It worked, and we stopped it. Taney Deuce Vaughn, 4 attempts for 13 yards. 3.3 yards per tote, right, by the way, and some mop-up time. Elijah Elliott, 1 carry for 8 yards. He averaged 8 yards per run. You know, that 1 carry. Cooper Rush, 2 attempts for 1 yard. All right, so Lamb had 12 targets, 8 receptions for 93. Cavante and them, he had 3 targets, 3 catches for 86 yards. He was catching, and then we said, let's not use him. Let's give, I want to give a round of applause to Cavante Turpin. He gave hope. And let me give y'all a round of applause to my guy, Brevin Span freaking Ford. I just wanted to be able to tell you, man, I'm happy, man, that you got a chance to get in the game. Jalen Tolbert. 5 targets, 2 catches. Ryan Flo, 3 targets, 2 catches. But let's give an honorable mention to Ryan Flo. All right. For the Cowboys' 4th round draft pick, the Cowboys' 4th round draft pick, 4 targets, 0 catches.
Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career.
And it seems as if though the Cowboys wanted to prove a point with Schoonmaker, they attempted to target him 10 times. He had 6 catches for 56 yards. You know why they did that? Because they got him in spite, because they didn't want to pay this guy that's wore 86, Dalton Schultz, because he had 7 targets, 5 receptions for 33 yards himself. So they made it sure. In the Joneses family, I guarantee you they're going to be like, well, at least our 86 caught more yards, right? He was the better guy. You know, that's how the Joneses think. I guarantee you can book it. Yeah. They probably look at that. Yeah. Our version of Dalton Schultz did better. Come on with it. You know that's how they talking. Y'all. Team, man, make me sick.
Really able to do anything. You just had a nice long drive. At least reward yourself and reward the other side of the football with feeling like, okay, they came away with something here.
Right.
Instead of you've turned the ball over on downs now, it's 17-10. And now next thing you know, boom, it's 20-10. And anytime this team is down double digits, you're kind of feeling like, is that an insurmountable lead with the way they're playing offense right now?
No, you're absolutely right about that. And to me, I just, you're not even giving your defense really a chance. You're absolutely right. Positive with the points. Make it a 7-point game. Now maybe you put a little bit different pressure on the Texans on the next drive. Maybe you get your pass rush going. Maybe you're the one that gets the sack, fumble, scoop, score. You just don't know those things. But to me, Mike McCarthy, and this is where I believe that McCarthy's at right now. He's looking at his. He's looking at his job right now as, got to do something. And instead of, and I'm not saying you always have to play by the book, but these coaches that give up points, these coaches that give up points on drives, it's really an epidemic around the league. But with McCarthy, you got to kind of wonder with his job status, with the way the season's going, is he looking at it as, now, I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to. I need to take a risk here. And, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter because I'm going to get criticized by the owner, general manager, at some point in time that we need to do better. And he's not going to let me, I'm not going to be able to get a contract extension, that, hey, I might as well do this because I want to do this instead of playing football how he probably needed to play football tonight.
Yeah, and now the offensive line pretty battered and wounded. I mean, Zach Martin Christie's telling us before the end of the first half he's ill along the sideline.
I mean,
he's battling with a ton of different injuries. He leaves the game. Tyler Smith then leaves the game due to injury. You've got Tyler Guyton who hurts his shoulder, which is what they're reporting after that play. I mean, across the offense, and then Awesome Richards comes in, and you have a holding call there that takes away a nice play to Flanoy. I mean, and you talked about it at halftime, Brian. The lack of really anybody other than CeeDee Lamb being able to win. It was a ton to the tight ends, and Jake Ferguson gets concussed early in the game, so he's out. So you're really featuring Brevin Spanford and then Luke Schoonmaker. Yeah. That's where a chunk of the targets were going.
Where was Turpin? I mean, Turpin has 2 targets, 2 receptions. He has a game-breaking play for you.
Yep.
Is there no way to get him more involved in what's going on? To me, this is where I don't. And being in the league as long as this is where I don't understand coaching. This is I'm so driven in my life about matchups. Obviously, Turpin's speed is a problem for teams. You saw how do you not get him involved? I'm not talking about screens and stuff. I'm talking about downfield plays. Just didn't happen tonight, Dan.
It's pitiful. I mean, it really is. And you're right. I mean, you look at what Turpin did today. And he's got 3 targets, 3 catches, 86 and a touchdown, one of which was the 64-yard run. And he's the one guy that's got some speed for you.
Yeah.
I mean, Next Gen Stats is reporting that was the fastest the ball carriers run all year long when you look at the GPS numbers that he's got. He got to a miles per hour of 22.36.
He's flying.
That is some serious speed. And then, I mean, the returns, you and I are looking at each other like, this is probably the best chance for points.
Right.
Is the punt kick returns with him back there.
Right.
It's absolutely just head-scratching and puzzling. Zach Wolchuk alongside Brian Broaddus. We're going to be rocking with you until 1 a.m. We'll have Coach McCarthy, who's speaking now. Jerry is also speaking with the media. We've got more in the room with Coach today. As we've got Clarence Hill, Todd Archer, Calvin Watkins is in there, Tommy Yarish is in there. We got Mickey Spagnola. We got more than usual there for Coach. Maybe they're kind of feeling the way the fans are clearly tonight. With we don't really care what Jerry you have to say right now. 34-10, Texans beating the Cowboys. 877-881-1053. The number to call. The number to text 877-881-1053. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Cowboys football and Miller Lite.
Boy, you talking about a Miller Lite, man. I need something stronger than a Miller Lite. God, dog, boy. Oh, my God. Let's do $100 shots. Shit. Come on, baby. I'll take a shot for every $100 y'all send. Come on, baby. Jeez. Good. All right. My number one problem with this team, y'all let me know when they get back live. We will see something. We will absolutely see something and go away from it. Dog, I thought for sure. The moment I'm finding this damn tank, I'm putting it up there, and I'm putting this damn tank up here, and the moment, literally the moment I put that damn tank up there, and we talking about DeSoto, Duncanville, Plano West or Plano High can beat the Cowboys, they drop back and they give us something. They give us a Cavante Turpin. Yeah. Shit. I don't know, man. You know, we're not easily broken over here, man. We battle tested over here. And for the life of me, we can't have nothing good over here. For the life. We can't have nothing good over here. We don't.
It's gonna be dangerous. I'm very excited for that. In terms of CJ, man, just seeing the growth, you know, him coming out here.
We can't have nothing good. We can't. That's Joe Mixon talking on the mic. You know, and my thing is, we can't have nothing good. We get Tyler Smith. All of a sudden, he get hurt. We get Zach Martin. He aged really bad this season. We pay Dak. He's out for the season. CeeDee Lamb start getting things moving. His shoulder blades start hurting. Every single move. Bland didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all gonna do this to Bland? Out for the season, basically. J. Lou I'm having the time of my life. And then he get hurt. He's out probably for the season. I don't know. D-Law. Look, D-Law had more sacks than he done had in the last 2-3 years in the first start of the season. All of a sudden, D-Law started to come along. Let me pull it up. You know, DeMarcus, you know, let me see. Got to put his whole government name up there. They can't put Tank up there no more. He was having, look, he had 3 sacks. 3. 8 solos. Only a sack less than he had all season. Yeah, he was on pace for at least having about 8 or 9 sacks, maybe 10. He get hurt. Marshawn Nealon. He get hurt. Come on. Sam Williams. Oh my God. Look. Sam Williams. Out for the season. It's like all these things.
Show.
You called that.
Called
You
the
did.
fake punt.
Now, do you know the last time that a Bones Fossil fake punt worked?
Okay, wait a minute. You're going to get me on Philadelphia? Was it Philadelphia?
That did work. We've got one more recent.
Got one more recent than that. Was that Bones or was that Garrett?
That might have been a Garrett one with Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Chris Jones had a couple where he ran for it.
I remember one time, Phil, was that right? It's probably a Garrett. That was a Garrett
This Bones one is also a pass that he hit C.J. Goodwin with for a first down to start the fourth quarter of a pretty big game.
Oh, who was it?
2020 wild card game against the Niners.
Oh, wow.
They haven't had a fake punt work, and we've
But
seen
Jerry's
several
speaking
of them this year. But an interesting, I get it. I guess you're feeling like, hey, we're outmatched here. Let's go ahead and get a little bit creative.
We didn't, and we are looking ahead. Now then, we've got a hole, and we all understand it. Regret that again for our fans. Okay, guys.
Jerry, what devastates you most about this home losing streak of 6 games?
Well, I don't know that there's anything but the obvious, and that is that we just aren't playing very well. Happens we're doing that at home for sure. We've had a big run of home games that we haven't done it.
Come on, somebody ask him a hard question.
We just aren't playing well, and it's
jump in, give him a hard one.
For all the games, several things, and so that's it's not really. The amount of the score at home, it's not really, it's just the way we're playing.
Jerry, what happened?
Cowboys won an amazing run in this stadium, 16-1 at home.
I give a dog about Scott Van Pelt.
Pause 10 seconds for station identification across the Dallas Cowboys radio network.
All right, man, nobody get... Oh, my God. They're scared of the old geezer, man. Oh, my bad. I said, they're scared of the old man. They're scared of him, man. Let me see if they're back.
Number to call, the number to text. We'll hear from Mike McCarthy, Cooper Rush, Jerry Jones, who's speaking all momentarily. But let's get to the phone lines, and we start with our buddy, Big Jim. What's going on, bro?
Well, Chuck, bro, that's just good to talk to you. I'm just going to be positive a little bit, okay? I've been negative a lot this season, but I was impressed a couple of times what I've seen out of Ryan Flanoy, and it wasn't just that he caught a few balls, but I saw him blocking downfield, just actually making some blocking, and that's something that Tolbert hadn't been able to do. And Brevin Spanford, he ain't a blocking tight end, but the boy can catch some balls, and so, I figure we're going to get to see some of these younger fellas play this year. It's a very disappointing game. Mm-hmm. I will say, not to be negative, just kind of call it like it is, that fake punt on the first drive just really reeked of desperation, if you're asking me. Sure. And kind of felt like I was watching a 7th grade football game, just trying to wish for something good to happen. But you're right, we were in this game for a while, and I think you got to lay this one up on your play caller tonight, because I think some boys came out and played hard. Of course, we had a lot of the injuries, but was excited to see some of the young fellers get out there and do some good things. So, I just, don't want to start off on too negative of a thought. But, boy, appreciate you fellers, and I guess I'll be staying up and listening to you till the bitter end. So, love you fellers, and we'll talk later.
We love you too,
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that.
We appreciate you, Big Jim, there. Keep the phone lines rocking, 877-881-1053. But joined now by the voice of your Dallas Cowboys, the legendary Brad Sham. Brad,
check out the big brain on
this
Brad.
This one was competitive, though.
Let's see what kind of lipstick he going to put on this.
4th and 2, and then things kind of went awry from there.
Let me hear the Brad. I know he going to put some lipstick on this one.
But overall,
My
again,
guy,
the
Brad.
defense was gutsy, just unfortunately unraveled in the second half.
I really think, Zach, it's important to look at who's on the field. Babe has a saying, if you want me to tell you who's going to win, you got to tell me who's going to play. So you saw who was in the secondary. The defensive line is what it is. And then the offensive line all started to get hurt. And they were in the game. It was unfortunate to take the 3 points off, but thoroughly understandable. You really didn't have a choice when you got a first down at the 30.
Right.
And 4th and 2, you know, how much does the 3 help you? It not you'd like it. It doesn't help you as much as if you can get a first down and score 7.
Yeah.
But the real backbreaker was the fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Once you
how many
get
weeks in a row are you going to have Cowboy linemen falling on balls, picking up balls? I mean, you would figure at some point in time you've watched this tape, and it's like, guys, if one's on the deck, we're on the deck with it. We're not trying to be heroes. And to be honest with you, hell of a reaction by Guyton to catch the ball. I mean, quick hands. But the best thing Guyton could have done was just pat that ball straight down. And something has to be conveyed, a message along the way.
That's second week in a row.
If we're in space, knock it down or just fall on it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's been a minute. I believe you played.
It's a long time ago.
But you did play competitive college football at a very high level.
Mm-hmm.
Put on a uniform and a helmet.
Yep.
And in a situation like that, they would have told you.
Yeah.
Who was your coach? Charlie Mack?
I played 2 years for Jerry Stovall and then 2 years for Bill Arnsparger.
So they
the Killer Bees, Bill Arnsparger.
They would have told you everything you just said.
Yeah.
And if the ball's floating around like that, you
just fall on it.
Well, maybe you do and maybe you don't.
No, you fall on it.
Well,
you just don't. You know, you're taped up. Your gloves are taped up. You live to fight another
and
play.
You hope that the next time Tyler Guyton's in that situation, that's exactly what he'll do.
All I know is we've had 2 games now where linemen have tried to be Tony Dorsett's.
Who was the other one?
Which one?
Steele.
The other lineman who tried to be
Steele out there in the flat. The ball that got knocked out in the flat, was it Philadelphia?
Yeah, I believe so.
Last week.
And he tried to pick it up and run with it.
Just last week.
The ball was out in the flat. He tried to pick it up, and they got
and
the
then
ball.
they got it right back.
Yeah. You don't want them to do that, but they did.
Coaching points. I'm just being a coach right now.
No, I mean but I think that's where the game then.
Yeah. Maybe that's where the overall game is.
Yeah, I know, but you just play each game as it comes, and so, you know, when you get down 27-10 and it happened that way, 2 fumbles on the same play.
Sure.
I don't know if you heard, but Babe and I talk about this all the time. The great Eric Nadel, Hall of Fame voice of the Texas Rangers.
Absolutely.
And he, 30 years ago when I was doing Ranger games with him, Eric taught me the reason you come to the ballpark every day is because you never know when you're going to see something you've never seen before. I've never seen 2 fumbles on the same play, and I've never seen 4 different guys get called for personal fouls on the same play.
Yeah, this 2024 season is a lot of coming to the ballpark and seeing things that you've never seen before.
This is where
it's very frustrating.
One of the first things that really impressed me when he was still a player.
Frustrating for the coaches. I know it's it's disappointing for the fans, but we have a lot of moving parts going on, and we just have to be cleaner and more detailed in certain spots. We're not playing well enough. Execute well enough, coaching well enough to overcome some of the mistakes we're making at critical times in the game. Just go even in the first half. We have opportunities there to get some more points and didn't get it done. We just have to play cleaner in these tight spots, and we did not do that tonight.
Making coaching changes during the year, but we've seen a couple of teams do that this year. Do you ever see any wisdom in a change of voices in there coming from the top?
Well, I have made a change, and I've made a change early and on a coach with Sharon Gailey, and I've always regretted that. And I've made a change during the season, and I've regretted that.
We don't give a damn about your regret, Jerry.
But respectfully, some of these things haven't changed, and so does that show a respect?
Jane, tell him that we want him to change. We want him to make a change.
We're seeing a lack of tackling.
What's respectful or not respectful about that? That's not being respectful or not respectful. It's not disrespect to have more guys on the field or jumping off sides or getting a late hit.
I got terrible audio there.
That's disrespectful, or disrespect has no place in that. And I'm not taking issue with it.
No, I hear you. It's just, I'm saying.
Respect, no respect. I think everybody knows what's going to happen here, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're all grown-ups.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Mike McCarthy, he understands that too. But the one thing I did love about tonight was this team fought, and we talked about it at halftime. Sometimes
we didn't fight.
You don't have the guys. You just don't have the execution. They got behind, and they could have packed it in, and I don't feel like this team quit.
No, they didn't, and then it's one in.
More sugar. Got lucky.
Well, as you well know, it's a really hard game to play.
Very hard.
And it's taxing.
Very.
And when you don't have some reward as a player, something positive, it's really hard to call on that inner reserve. So they fight. And they go out there, and it's 20-10, and they're still in it. And boy, if we just one mistake away, and if we just then when they don't score on 4th and 2, and then they have a defensive score, and now your mental back is broken.
Right.
And that can only happen for so long.
100%, which is why I felt like just take the field goal there on the 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Get your defense, give them something to feel good about. Hey, you just finally scored. It's a one-possession game.
You know, I don't disagree with you, and I have to tell myself every game I watch.
You're not a coach?
That's not the football we were raised watching. Is not how we play today.
No, they don't.
Today, you go for 4th down.
Yeah,
their coach did the same thing.
They all do it.
What do you think about the fake punts that we're seeing here?
I don't know if I hate it as much as Babe hates it. Babe really hated it. Well, at least they completed this pass.
Complete it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see a little.
Like
higher,
a punt for like 51 yards?
I'd like to see a little higher chance of reward when I take that risk.
Yeah.
But that's, that's kind of a drop in the bucket, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the amputation with the Band-Aid trying to cover the amputation.
That's right.
Oh, brother,
There's a lot of
guy
things.
stinks!
Jerry Jones would tell me, he would go, Brian, there's a lot of other things that we need to worry about other than the fake punt.
We got more pressing issues.
Well, people went nuts. Was just last week, I guess, when he said to the reporters outside, what do you want to do, tear the stadium down?
Yeah.
And
it was trying to fall down earlier.
I'm aware. And I had a couple people say to me, boy, Jerry. And I said, look, you know what that is? That's an angry, frustrated guy.
That is.
Who is very well aware that he's got much bigger problems than a window.
That is true.
So that's all that was.
That is very, very true.
Any final thoughts before we let you out of here, Brad?
Well, yeah, it's 15 minutes until the plane leaves for Washington.
Okay.
So
you'll be on it.
I will be on it.
And it's a terrible angle. And
yes.
I hope all the plays materialize in front of you.
Yeah, you know what? I've got a great spotter.
You do.
And so there are some interesting things, Zach, going forward now. First of all, who's going to be available to play? If they have Ferguson or Martin, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
And so who's going to play? And then at some point, you have to ask Trey Lance.
Right.
At some point, I might want to ask about Will Greer. Because Will Greer, right now, is next year's backup quarterback. 100%.
Gotcha. Prediction: Trey Lance starts the game this week.
This week?
This week.
There it is.
All right, you're on record.
The call.
I'm on record.
Thank you, Brad. We appreciate it.
Okay, boys, have fun.
There he goes, the voice of your Cowboys, Brad. Sham will get back to your calls and texts. We'll also hear from Coach Mike McCarthy, Dallas Cowboys football.
The craziest thing of this all is like when Mike McCarthy be talking, he acting like he can't make the changes. We got to coach better. Dude, you the coach. We got to call better plays. Mike, you the play caller. Oh my gosh, man! I can't make this stuff up, man. We got to call better plays. We got to execute better. We got to be a more disciplined team. I can't make this stuff up, man. And they trolling. The Cowboys front office got to be trolling.
Ascended into the top tier of AFC teams and have the low, like you said, missing some of those players. You have to prove it to yourself before you prove it to the world.
Yeah, but they're not going to sneak up on anybody. Last year it was kind of quiet, and then everybody was like, whoa, these guys are good.
Yeah.
This year everybody knew it, and they get the win tonight by 24. Ryan, I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
As always.
Yeah, that was Sports Center. So we going back and forth. Ain't no way y'all look at this score and y'all say, hey, man, they showed some fight. Where? The Cowboys caused most of their own damages. The Cowboys caused most of their own damages, man. Hey, you went for it on your side of the field, didn't get it, and then you do it again, you know. So it's crazy to me. Like I said, we got what? Now, was it 3 games in 10 days? Or now it's 2 games in 10 days or something like that. Whatever the number is, the Cowboys scraping and trying to find something to stick this to. But at the end of the day, we are in crazy territory, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we in crazy territory because there's no sense of urgency. Technically, how we feel, how Jerry feels now is how we felt when we saw him on Friday. Yeah. And I get it. You know, a lot of us are out here saying, okay, all right, so who's getting fired? Who's getting tanked? Who we tanking for? Right? Everything's going to change. Don't y'all see how many holes we got on this thing? We're going to have to get coaching in here. It don't matter, man, you can have the Genty kid and average 8 yards per run. But if he run out of shotgun, yeah, that stuff he doing in Boise, that don't transfer over here to the pros. That's Boise. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Steele, look, he's my guy, he's my dog, but he ain't the same, y'all. Terrence is going to get somebody, well, I ain't going to say that, but Terrence, man, what's going on, bro? It would be better if you just tell us, man, hey, man, you know, I got a dislocated pinky toe. We would give you some grace and mercy. You know what I'm saying? But Terrence still is going to get someone killed, you know. And I ain't trying to rhyme for your mind, but that's the truth. Zach Martin, battered and bruised. Cooper Beebe, he's still learning. Out of 5 players we got on that front 5, we got 1. And that's Tyler Smith, and he just got snapped up. 1 out of 5 is not a good deal, man. Only one team I seen pull that off, and that was the Niners, right? They had Trent Williams, you know what I'm saying? He was a veteran. We cooked, man. Tyler Guyton, yeah, it was a good story. Hey, you drafted an OU. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt by drafting an offensive line, give him some time. But, man, all of that stuff, I mean, none of that stuff. When we seen him get blown off the ball, pause. One out of 5 ain't good, man. We got 1 offensive lineman. People are too scared to tell Zach Martin, hey, man, you missed a beat and a step, right? Terrence Steele, they only playing him because they paid him, right? And on top of that, Cooper Beebe, I would give Cooper Beebe grace and mercy. He's a rookie.
He's to the 20. He's to the 10. Mixon will take this one to the house. And Houston, without hardly breaking a sweat, has taken the lead. 45 yards for Joe Mixon.
That was Joe Mixon's first touchdown run. He finished with a hat trick, and according to NFL Pro, Joe Mixon, most productive running outside the tackles to the right side of the field. That would be towards where Micah usually is.
What do we say?
Yep, he can run right at him, right? Accounting for 7 carries, 59 yards, and all 3 of his touchdowns. That's a 71.4% success
So
rate.
that was Dallas's right side, right?
Yes.
That's if you look at the metrics, we talked about it all week.
Well, it would be the Cowboys' left side. The Cowboys' left side.
Okay, so it was
Houston
opposite.
ran to their right side.
So it's the Dallas left side.
Yes.
Okay. Metrics was telling us going into the game that where the Texans were having their best success was outside to their left behind Laramie Tunsil. And so, but they had the most success tonight
on the other side.
On the opposite side. Wow.
They did.
Okay.
They did.
But they're going to run the ball outside. That's their,
right,
that's
outside
their,
the tackles, and they
that's
did it
their
very,
thing.
very
Yep.
effectively. Zach Wolchuk alongside the Super Bowl winning scout Brian Broaddus here from the Miller Lite Field Club after a 34-10 Texans win over your Cowboys. Cowboys falling now to 3-7 on the year. 33rd team saying Cowboys have allowed 37.4 points per game at home this year. That would be the most allowed at home by any team in a season in the history of the National Football League. The 1960 Cowboys currently hold this record.
Fire them just because of that.
Points per game allowed at home. It's been very bad. Now, we've got our Cowboys insider Bobby Belt joining us here, and I guess Mike declined to speak. I think only a couple of players spoke afterwards. I know you were I think with Jerry.
Yep.
So you didn't get to go into the locker room.
I mean, you went into the locker room and then everybody left.
Nobody was there.
Nobody stuck around long enough. I did see Micah walking around the hallways, like outside the locker. He was walking around with family and stuff like that. But
big deal or not a big deal to decline speaking to the media afterwards?
I mean, expected. I think it's just it's kind of where things. Look, this is Houston. Didn't look like a very good football team today.
They tried to help you in this game
and
a little bit.
And they beat you by 24.
Yeah.
You're bad. There's not one team in this league I'm confident you could beat right now.
No.
Not one. You'll get a chance to prove me wrong, 10 days from now against the Giants playing their third quarterback and a team that struggled a great deal, but you've got a bad football team. It's just – and there's – all of these post-game shows lately that we've done, we're just trying to find the most, poetic way and cut at the different angles of talking about what all comes down to the same concept, which is they're bad. They're just a bad football team with bad coaching, bad execution, poor talent, just a lot of dumb penalties.
How did this team then, Bobby, go from 12-5 to 3-7?
It's a great question.
Schedule.
I think that's what
seriously,
here's
schedule.
Man, I just want to let y'all know so y'all can see it. On March the 12th of this year, traded to the Houston from Cincinnati in 2024 for a 7th-round draft pick. Joe mother-sucking Mixon. Of course, they restructured his contract just like anything, But when you dealing, and his contract wasn't even really like that, All they had to eat was $2.1 million plus a 7th-round draft pick. We couldn't do that. We drafted a guy in the 7th round, and he's not even on this team. Is it Rodgers or Carlos, big boy?
A lot of, it puts a spotlight on some of the ugly with this football team, and it doesn't feel like they did much to correct it. They still make a lot of mistakes. I'll tell you, we felt like Tyron Smith may have been slipping. And maybe Tyler Biadasz didn't do enough. The reality is, you're still going to probably struggle inserting 2 rookie players into the 2 arguably most
especially the left tackle.
The left tackle, especially that was Guyton. I mean, he was hurt on the play, and so that's the case. Even if he wasn't, I don't know that they would have had him on the sideline. I kind
of feel like, though, that there were times tonight where they were blocking well enough for Cooper Rush to get the ball down the field.
They did.
Sure. And there were times Rush looked okay. Then there were other times where Rush would just threw the ball completely off. I'll say this. I know he was hurting, and he was a questionable guy coming into this game. CeeDee Lamb's got to be better. CeeDee Lamb had a bad drop at one point. He had another one that I don't know that it classified as a drop, but it's one you'd expect him to finish. He had penalties. It's just, when you're talking about how ravaged they've been by injuries, when you've got CeeDee Lamb out there, he's got to step up. He's got to perform. They've got to. This is just like I said, there are all the different ways we can talk about it. The reality is they're not very good.
He's the last person you need to criticize.
One-year deals kill this thing.
Maybe. I
mean with uncertainty
in your leadership.
Yeah. I mean, there's you're right about the injuries, but
I mean, they weren't good before the injuries either.
No.
I get the Bland. You didn't have Bland. The defense was terrible and getting gashed with Micah, with Tank, with Nealon. They weren't playing well. The quarterback wasn't helping anything on the offense. It wasn't necessarily as bad as it's been the last few weeks.
Ferguson,
but the offense
offensive
was bad.
line. I think no number two receiver.
The injuries to me, it's big. Like, you can only survive so much.
Right, but
I don't want that to be an excuse to
but also we got to talk about there has been a stretch where they've had their top 5 best defensive players out for entire stretch. But here's what I'll say.
Or is it wrong? It's time to talk about CD. For what? Did y'all see the ball placement? Did y'all see the route concept? Did y'all see the safety being rolled his way underneath? Did y'all see CeeDee Lamb run an end around and get you 13 yards for them not to go back to it? And he's the one to get the bulk of the blame? He was averaging 13 yards on the run. But don't blame the man that pointed the gun and shot, but blame the man that he hit. Oh, come on, man. Look, at this time, we don't deserve good things because we destroy the good things. Everybody else get the chance in a situation to have their good things alleviated with somebody else good. Damn it, we got nobody else good. And we trashed the one good thing that we have. This is the Dallas Cowboys fan base, and this is the people y'all listen to on the stations. I can't make this stuff up. I get it. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, he should play better. But who else? He's the only thing we got. Rush threw the ball 55 times. A backup quarterback that couldn't make the damn Giants quarterback room. Remember? And he's supposed to be special. I saw out of those 55 throws, at least 10 of them was bounce passes. Bounce passes. I can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. The running back was averaging 2.8 yards per rush. Let me say this again for y'all way in the back. The running back, Rico Suave Dotto, averaged 2.8 yards per rush. And you had a quarterback who threw the ball 55 times. On top of that, the Dallas Cowboys, this is the sweetener, this is the cherry. Or as they say, as my guy Vach Lombardi would say, this is the nipple on the titty. This the nipple. This is the areola, right? Yeah, they paid a 4th round draft pick for a guy named Trigger Trey. And he is getting paid $5.5 million. And me and Trey Lance got the same stat line for your mind. He just $5.5 million richer. He's on the sideline. You could at least ran a RPO, a decoy, or something. Run him on a 9 route. The man got some legs. I can't make this stuff up. It's crazy. Let me add another. Since it's 2 nipples, let me add another nipple over here. Let me tell y'all. The Eagles, they are paying 5% more, just 5% more against the cap than what we are paying for Trey Lance. I can't make this stuff up. Shit. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Oh, we going to the Super Bowl next year.
I get it. It's easy for us to say as armchair quarterbacks. All right, we'll go ahead and get back to your calls and text 877-881-1053. We'll hear from Jerry. We'll hear from Mike McCarthy. We'll hear from Cooper Rush, and of course you're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
I can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? the two areolas are important, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we suck over here, man. And the coaching staff, you mean to tell me that this is what they look like when they got their back against the wall? They are not fighting for contracts? This is what they give us? Shotgun run after shotgun run? I get it. Yeah, we got injuries galore, right? But there should be somebody banging on the table saying, there's no way we're going to walk out here with Fant in them, or we're going to, and shout out to my guy Fant, there's no way we're going to walk out here with people that not running crisp routes, we running hook routes, we're running comeback routes, we are not running anything creative. Literally, we are not running anything creative. Anything. And they say, man, the Cowboys showed some fight. Yeah. We're going to hear all about this on, maybe tomorrow, Wednesday, on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? We jumping off sides. We doing false starts. We're going for it on 4th down and 2. We're not playing any shape, form, or fashion professional football. To the point, we ran a slant to Kevontae Turpin. He's the fastest thing on the field. Nobody can catch him. And we say, you know what? We reward that by not going back to it. We toast over here, man. We toast. Yeah, man, we fight. Somebody said we fought like Tyson. Boy, we fought like his backside, you know? Just terrible.
Tito'sVodka.com.
They still on commercial break. We pillow fighting, you know what I'm saying? And pillow talking, according to Jerry Jones, you know. And I get it. Shout out to Jane Slater. She tried to question him on a lot of things. But ladies and gentlemen, when you want to win at all costs, you also got to have discipline at all costs. You got to have, you know, I play this right here. Where my guy at? Where my guy? I'm gonna find it right quick.
Battered! What is your profession?
The reason why they couldn't let the hunchback guy be a part of the 300 is because he wasn't disciplined enough to hold his shield and attack. That's the reason why. And you can't take a group of folks like the Cowboys to go into this battle and you're undisciplined. You're offside. You're false starting. You're not calling plays. You're not running the sticks. You cutting your routes off before the yard marker. You are doing everything and anything against common football sense. Even the football guys saying, look, This is not proper football. You're supposed to be able to play the field, especially when you're a man down, man under, and if you've plagued with injuries, you punt that ball deep on your side of the field and give your defense a chance. We took all of that away from them. And we didn't show the defense no love by throwing the ball 55 times. Don't y'all understand that?
In a while, as that was a high snap, just didn't seem like Aubrey really got that one planted clean. And, he's hit that 50-plus yarder again in the first half. He made 20th career field goal there at 50 or more yards, becoming the first kicker in NFL history to make 10 field goals from 50-plus yards in consecutive seasons. That's pretty damn remarkable. How
about the 64-yarder? There was a time, Chuck, when I was growing up as a kid, Tom Dempsey held the NFL record for it seemed like a million years of 63 yards against the Detroit Lions in a game at Old Tulane Stadium. I mean, nobody ever, and now these dudes line up from 65, 60, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just knock them home like there's nothing to it. I mean, forever, you always felt like, the record for a long time was held too with in Denver because of the thin air.
Jason Elam.
Yeah. But, man, it's crazy how this kid just knocks field goal home.
Yeah.
I got to the point, I'm sitting next to you in the press box, and I'm kind of like, remember when I used to do that? Man, I'd punt this one.
I don't know. This one's pretty long. If you miss it.
You get the ball to him right there. This is going to be,
Great field position.
I don't even say a word. I just mark on my sheet.
Big Cam from the 214, you live. Big Cam laid out, I don't blame him. That boy Big Cam. Hey, for the other 214, you live. Come on, talk to me.
Hello, man. I just got one question to ask you.
Talk to me.
Tyler got him. We did our research on him. He played tight end, right?
Right.
Tyler got him 6'8", around 320 pounds. Jalen Petrie, $170, Law. Just come and knock the ball flat out your. Just come on, Law. How? If Law, if that was Zach Martin, you think Zach Martin gonna fumble that ball, man?
Man.
Come on, Law. How Petrie knocked the ball out your hand like you ain't nothing? 6'8", 300-some pounds. Tyler got him.
Well, here's what, when you playing tackle and guard, you got your wrist taped, you got your fingers all taped up together, you know what I'm saying? And I get what you're saying. He should at least scoop on it and be able to press the ball and run with it. And then these are not excuses, these are just things that the Cowboys need to be coached up with, bro. And the problem is with that, and he's a rookie. It's just this team not coached up right, bro. Those are things that he should have been chewed out. He's supposed to jump on that ball like it's a live grenade. But when you pressing and everybody trying to be the hero, you get those undisciplined movements, man.
It makes a whole bunch of sense. Thank you, Law, man. There's so much things.
Man, so many things.
Go over tonight. It's so many things, man. But that was just one thing. I'm just like, God, lead the background. Say he played tight end. What, for 2 years before they even moved on? I guess that was just confusing to me. But you make sense. But I was like, that little ass safety Law gonna knock you out like that.
You hit him, dog. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for calling in. Jeez. Hey, man, that's what happened, man. You got popped. He got popped real bad, bro. He did.
Execute well enough, coaching well enough to overcome some of the mistakes we're making at critical times in the game. Just go even in the first half. We had some opportunities there to get some more points and didn't get it done. We just have to play cleaner in these tight spots, and we did not do that tonight.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Thought process on the fake punt there in the first half?
Yeah, it was not a high priority. It was a check that reacted to what they were doing, and then they dropped a guy in the coverage there from the backside, and so they won a chess match here. That was a poor call by us.
You talk a lot about the youth of your team. Obviously, you had to play a lot of guys tonight. Without looking at the film, are you just like, these are the people I have, I got to play them a little bit more now?
No, I'm playing who we have to win the game. I mean, that's just, everybody who's healthy. We had a long week of practice, but we had a number of guys that didn't make it. So, these guys practice. We're playing the best players to win the game. So, I think the one thing I should have did at the end, and I just, I didn't do it, was put Trey in there. I could have gotten him a series. That's one thing that I would second guess myself on. But other than that, I mean, we got guys going down. There's a number of guys went down in the game, and you just got to keep playing.
There's Mike McCarthy after a 34-10 Cowboys loss to the Texans here. I mean, that's a pretty deflated and defeated coach right there when you listen to him talk.
I felt good about his 4th and 2 play call. He's playing the guys that are available to him. He's not making an excuse on that. He has the ability to get Trey Lance in earlier in games. Kind of felt like that last week, we saw a little bit of Trey Lance. Maybe when the game's tight, you throw the Texans a little bit different look, instead of just continually drop back, and throw the football like he did. But like I said, things that happen, I'll give him a pass for the injury stuff. I'll give him a pass. It's hard. It's hard to win in this league. Brad Sham was talking about it. Babe Laufenberg talking about it. I think everybody talking about it. It's hard to win when you're not. They don't run jackasses in the Kentucky Derby. They run thoroughbreds, run big-time racehorses. Not every team has, a completely, all their health. This team has lost a lot of players. But the players you have, you've got to find ways to put them in situations to have success. And I just don't feel like that they do that nearly enough. We saw it last week a little bit with Zimmer in what he was able to do with the pressure on the Eagles to get all those sacks.
In the regular season, it's starting to bite us right now. So for us, we got to find ways. We got to find ways to gel together, play together, and finish this thing out. I feel like the defense at the first half, they played lights out. And quite honestly, I take it real personal for us to be the reason that we're really losing in these blowout games, because if you look at it, granted, they giving up a lot of points, but, bro, we were scoring 9 points a game. And everybody should take accountability in that, myself included, because obviously I'm always the one here. And I wear that on my sleeve, and I know I got to get in the end zone. So for me, it's getting better at what I do in my craft and getting in the end zone for us.
Lamb did have 8 catches for 93 yards, but wasn't able to score in this one. That'll wrap week 11.
Yeah. Boy, we are, I think we are the 29th. I saw it earlier. Hold on. Let me pull this up right quick. Dallas Cowboys. I know I saw it earlier. We are the 29th. No. It updated. 29th ranked offense, 31st ranked defense, 30th overall. This is terrible. Unacceptable. Crazy indeed.
Dak Prescott went down, it's over. But you know what? If you're going to continually have opportunities to be in games, but didn't do things that don't help your team, then I can't say anything of any positivity towards how this team's being coached right now.
877-881-1053.
So here's my thoughts on all of this thing with coaching. Talent. Just because you don't have a Ferrari Mercedes, Jaguar, Aston Martin doesn't give you free will to take your Honda or Hyundai or Sonata and drive reckless. I get it. You know, the coaching staff, just because you don't have all of your talent and you have all of your resources doesn't mean that you go for it and you abandon all of the rules of football. You don't go for it on your side of the field. This has been going on all year. Don't y'all know that, right? Before Dak Prescott was hurt, they've been going rogue and going for it on their side of the field. Whatever happened to play the field? Whatever happened to, even though I get it, you want to put up good numbers and stuff like that, you don't throw the ball 50 times, y'all. You don't take that Sonata or Hyundai or the, you know, non-luxury car. And I had a Honda Civic 95. It had 150 or 160 on the dash. Doesn't mean that I can go there, you know. You better baby that thing. I got from the 919. What's on your mind?
Man, Law, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're done, dude. We're done.
You ain't lying.
I don't know how the draft fixed this. I don't know how a coach can come in and fix this. I don't see it, and it starts at the top with the Joneses, man. Jerry came in when he bought the Cowboys, guns blazing. I'm gonna take this organization to the top, and he got us there. In 1990s, we're talking, my entire life I ain't seen this team win the Super Bowl. The last 3 years, I was sitting there and I was like, we got it. The window's open.
Yeah.
The window's open. That thing is nailed shut, Law.
Yeah.
It's nailed shut. We got Dak 5 years. I ain't going to disrespect Dak. I ain't going to put this on him.
Yeah.
But with the coaching, man, all of these mistakes, it comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
You think Jimmy Johnson's going to take this shit?
Nope.
Like, I'm being for real. I look around. I look at college. I look at other NFL offensive coordinators. Ben Johnson couldn't do anything with this team.
He won't be able
you know
to
why?
do anything, right?
Jerry won't let go of the wheel. This is Jerry Jones, man.
He won't, man.
Jerry Jones sees motion in an offense, and he's got to sit there with his binoculars, his Jack and Dr. Pepper. He's like, what are they doing right there? Nah, get the ball to number 15.
Yeah. Too much control, man.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I can't see it for the next couple of years. We need a hard reset. We need a hard reset, and I don't know how that can happen. I just don't see it.
Man, you
From
spitting
a
truth.
fundamental football perspective, we are a poverty franchise. Hell, the Carolina Panthers will still make trades. I mean, we don't make moves. We don't got coaching. We don't have upper management. It's just players in there, and they get to run the world because guess what? We're Cowboys players. That was Jerry's entire bargaining chip for free agency. Oh, you're the Cowboy. You'll be a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to know you. Well, guess what? Everybody knows us. The 49ers call us soft. Every team in the league sees us, oh, we're going to run the ball down the throat. We have an identity. We have an allegiance to losers, and it ain't going to stop. It just ain't going to stop, man.
Man, you're right. Shit.
I'm hurt, man.
I know,
hurt,
man. I'm hurt. I hate
disappointed in him, man.
I hate losing, bro. I flat out hate losing, bro.
Like, I got people saying, I'm sorry, I said it before. I got people telling me that they're sorry. I ain't got them sending memes. I'm used to the memes. This is just some flat-down, bottom barrel, like, I'm trying to drink a fifth of vodka and go to sleep, man. Like, they killing me with this shit.
Yeah, they killing us.
I can't get up in the morning and sit over here and be like, wow, Cowboys play today. I got up this morning and said, oh, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing. We have nothing, Law. Why don't we call James Washington? See what he's got left in there. But we kick the tires on anything just to see if it moves. We don't invent the wheel. We run a 1990s style offense. Mike McCarthy's just happy to have a job. You know, we're gonna bring in Belichick, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, they got Belichick. This is a good move for the Cowboys. And guess what? Next season, bank it. 7 and whatever the losses will be. We ain't making the playoffs for a good while. I hope y'all sit tight. I hope everybody has a good night. And just know, we ain't winning nothing.
Man, appreciate you for calling in, bro. Good call from the 919. It's grim, man. It is flat out terrible. We don't deserve this, man. We don't, man. We don't. I promise you we don't deserve this.
Scout Brian Broaddus. We will hear from Jerry Jones here in just a moment, and we'll hear Cooper Rush, Tyler Smith. But I do want to get to the phones. A lot of you have been waiting very, very patiently after a disappointing Cowboys home loss. Let's start with our guy Tim in Carthage. Tim, what's going on?
Hey, Zach. Hey, Brian. It's good to talk to you guys tonight. And I promise you I'm not going to be one of those callers. I don't really know what was worse, that pretend fight I saw on Friday night or that pretend game I saw tonight. But I will say this, and I'm like you, Zach. I will be a loyal Cowboy player fan for the rest of my life. That's pretty much it. Not Jerry, but for the players, I'll always be a fan and wish them well. And I hate to say this, but something needs to shake up around that place and do it real quick. Now, my next 3 points are going to be quick, Brian. They're pretty much for you. All coaches will tell you the secret to success depends on 3 things. It depends on talent, luck, and timing. That fake punt tonight was poorly timed. And the second thing, you and Zach, do a great deal of screening of these young talents and these young players and analyze the players and the prospects. My question is, do you have any ears over at the Star, or does anyone at 105.3, the fan, who does this every day, have some input to help make a recommendation? And finally, guys, the what position, and I'm not saying players because I don't want you to call names on the air, but what position do you see as being the number one position that has to be addressed on your big board?
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate the call there, Tim in Carthage, 877-881-1053. That opens up a line here. Thoughts on what Tim was asking there, Brian?
Offensive, defensive lines,
Agreed.
right?
Yep,
Pretty
agreed.
much the tackle spot. You're going to probably have to look for a right guard. You know, they can talk about T.J. Bass going over there and all that.
Really
you got to figure out what's going on at left tackle.
Stay in tune
with
what's right in
Guyton,
front
do
of
you
us.
want him?
It's disappointing. I thought they definitely put the prep in this week. For the most part, I thought these guys were ready to go and came out. They came out ready in the first half.
Not great, but Dallas is now 0-5 at home this season. They're one of 2 teams without a home win, along with their divisional rival, the Giants. Now, in NFL history, the Cowboys are the first team ever to start a season 0-5 at home after going undefeated at home the previous season. But
You
it's
don't
not
really
like,
have a tight end other than
Stadium hasn't
Ferguson.
been hosting a lot of
So,
winners.
we'll see
Just
what
in
happens with John
2024,
Stevens. I know, he wasn't as good in camp this year, but he was coming off an injury as he was before he got hurt. So, Tim, kind of take your pick. I don't know if they'll look at a quarterback, and maybe some point in time in the draft they would look at a quarterback, or they maybe hopeful that they can see something in Trey Lance and get Trey Lance to sign as a backup, quarterback next year. But I think this thing is pretty much wide open to any players that you can add.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, but I'm with you. Attacking the line of scrimmage, I think that's the first order of business. They're speaking to Terrence Steele. Daniil Hunter generated 10 pressures, 2 sacks on 46 pass rushes. He was brilliant tonight. 9 of his pressures of those 10 came against Steele on the right side.
See, and they didn't have Will Anderson in the lineup tonight. You know, if Dallas is throwing the ball 50-something times, that could have been a real problem tonight. It was a problem, but even more pronounced if Will Anderson was in the game.
All right, let's go to Christopher in Fort Worth. Christopher, you're on the official postgame show of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hello, I just had a quick question, then I'll hang up and listen. I know Broadus usually says that we should select the best player in the draft, but is there a line where you say, you know what, this position group is so bad that we do need to pick someone in this position group, even though if it's not the best player on the board? Where is the line drawn for that? And is the Cowboys defensive line that bad where Broadus, you could say, you know what, I know I usually say this, but we're this bad where we need to pick a defensive lineman?
No, I think that's where you get in trouble. I mean, to me, in the first round, and you're probably likely going to have a top 10 pick, maybe top 8 pick. I don't know if the teams above you are going to – I don't see anybody going on any kind of run, so you might be kind of where you're at right now with all these other teams. In the first round, what I would always do is take the best player on my board.
There you go. Me and Brian think alike.
What you're trying to do, especially in the top 10, is you're trying to minimize any type of mistake that you might make. You do not want to be up there and make a mistake. If you feel like this is the best player we've evaluated as a group, take him. Now, we'll see what happens. It might be, hell, look what Atlanta did. You know, their best player on the board was a quarterback. You know, and then what did they? They already had a quarterback on there. I'm just saying you have to do whatever you have to do to make sure you get that first-round pick right. You know, we've seen Dallas the last maybe, you know, I know the Mozzie Smith one does not look good right now. Guyton's got some growing pains and stuff he's going through right now. But if you gave me a top 8 pick, I am taking my number one player on my stack is on that board when I pick, I'm taking that guy regardless of the position.
Amen. All right, let's continue with Brandon in Iowa. Brandon, how are you?
Yeah, go with BPA, man. BPA all day. I got the Lady Jessica from the 903. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Oh, hey, Law.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, goodness. It's been rough, Law, but I'm going to be all right. We lost our first lady of our church. Yeah.
Praying for you.
And we just had a ceremony service on Saturday. So it's all fresh. But anyway.
Praying condolences out to your first lady. Yeah.
Jerry Jones. Fire himself. Dak is hurt because of Jerry. Had Jerry did what we needed Jerry to do for this team, it wouldn't be like this. Had Jerry got somebody in here that care about winning, if Jerry we say Jerry get out of McCarthy way. Okay, McCarthy down there doing all this stuff for Mr. Man. Everybody want to holler, get rid of your star quarterback for Cooper Rush. Cooper should have been gone a long time ago. Why Jerry bring this man back? I don't know. Then pull little Trey Lance. You got him there. What you going to do? What you got him here for? If you're not going to give him a chance. It's ridiculous. Dak go down. He get hurt. They take his weapons away. They take his protection away. And then everybody wants Dak to make all the miracle with this team. And then you got all these guys out there, right? It's supposed to be the next man up. It's like they don't care. And it's not discipline, Law. No discipline.
Right. True. No discipline at all.
Mr. Jimmy Johnson was there, and the stuff that CD did, a lot of the stuff he was doing out there with Dak, and Dak trying to get us win, and he just going all over here, he going all over there. He did the same thing on Cooper Rush. But is anybody still holding him accountability? Ain't nobody taking accountability, Law. Nobody is taking accountability.
Wow.
But everybody want to put everything on the man that is out because he's hurt, because he had no protection. And that's is the way it always be. We lose Dak, it's over. All of these Dak haters want to always do all this. And I'm so sick and tired of everybody want to talk about this man money. This man had been getting paid off a rookie deal for the whole time. And how are you going to get mad at this man because this man waits just now to pay him? It ain't Dak's fault Jerry waits so long to pay him. He should have been paid the man. But everybody want to blame him because he got his bag. No, he didn't want to be hurt. Y'all like this man want to be hurt. Oh, he done got all his money, then he hurt. Like he was the one out there hurting himself. Are you crazy? The man hurt because he was trying to get out there and see him win. But nobody wants to help him win. Now we don't have him. Now look at what we got. But that's what y'all asked for, right? This who y'all wanted to be over that, right? Now look at you. You can't say nothing, can you? All I got to say, I'm trying to be TVO, but it's terrible.
I feel you.
It is so sad. It is so sad how Jerry Jones just so stubborn, ego, magnificently windbag. And all he want to do is be up there and talk. Shut up, Jerry. Shut up and get out the way and be like every other owner. Let the people go and play football and win games. You want to talk about, I want glory hole. Well, what's the problem, Jerry? You're the problem.
I feel you, though. Lady Jessica.
But anyway, y'all, have a blessed night, man. This is so crazy.
No doubt. Well, you have a good one, okay? Appreciate you so much.
All right. I'll too.
Yes, indeed. That's the one and only Lady Jessica, and may the First Lady rest in peace. You know how it is when you lose a loved one. It's always a difficult moment, right? So put your prayers together for her and her people over there. Hope all is well. Let's get it going the best way possible, ladies and gentlemen. I think I had a super chat. This is from Noosh. Are we hurt? We ain't going to see a real change. You right? And appreciate you for your support, Noosh. And then it's rough being a Cowboy fan in these worlds, man. Let's get it going. And Jerry's a long way from getting any glory or a hole or anything like that. From the 217, the good hoodie, man. What's good with you, bro?
Hey, Law, how you doing? I know it's late, man.
Hey. It's all good. What you got?
So, just watching the game, I just got so frustrated watching our coaching staff. Not only that, but the execution from the players. And what I never really call for people jobs ever. I never do it. But I was done with Mike McCarthy today when he went for it on fourth. See, everyone's talking about it's the first possession. It was 4th and 9. 4th and 9 from our own territory. And you draw that up. I don't know what type of message that sends to your team as a whole, because the players know that's some bullshit, as you say.
Right.
So now you done set the whole precedent for the rest of the game. From the coaching staff to the players. Second point, Cooper Rush. A lot of people did clamor for Cooper Rush. I wanted to see Trey Lance again. We've seen Cooper Rush several seasons, and he threw about 4 pick-worthy throws today that I don't want people to forget. I don't want people to sleep on that fact at all. Right. But my question to you, Law, is this. What is the difference from this year and 2015?
Oh, well, 2015, we were 3rd in rushing. We were able to run the ball. We had a good offensive line. We just didn't have a quarterback. Our defense, I believe, finished top 10 that year, or it could have been at the 12th rank. But we just didn't have a quarterback. That was the one key deciding factor in 2015. Of course, Romo started off, 2-0 that year? And then he got hurt against the Eagles on the 3rd game. I thought we was on our way. what we do, this is our finite problem. When we show any levels of success, we tear it down after we lose. If you look back at any season that we had success outside of 06, we tear it down. The following year, we go ultra. Oh, this person sucked. This person's the reason why. Just like in 07, I believe, after we lost that game, the Patrick Creighton drop. That drop happened in the third quarter, bro. And people still hold on to that, right? We tear it down. You know, we do some crazy stuff. In 08, we just got hit with a slew of injuries and things like that. We never recovered. In 2014, after that year, we tore down DeMarco Murray, right? That year, we didn't even have, keep in mind, we let D-Ware go. If we had a half of a D-Ware in 14, we would have been able to get to Aaron Rodgers with one leg. He had one leg. You know, that's in 14, right? But after that year, you know what I'm saying? We got rid of, every year we get rid of things that could help us. Every year. Yeah, every year. I can't make the stuff up.
No, you're not lying. You're telling the full truth. And I remember that the DeMarco Murray year vividly.
Yeah.
Because they were deciding between him and Des Bryant who to keep. And it always seems like we have to make these huge sacrifices for key players.
Right.
So I know everyone's talking about this draft, but when they draft somebody going at the same time.
Yeah.
They're not really in a build mentality when it comes to adding pieces. And then when we get the pieces, then the injury bug happens, bad coaching happens. So we just looking for that balance, man. I know it's a juggling act, and I know you're doing what you do, but hey, man, it's still Cowboys for life. But I'm hoping that we find some solutions and that they're listening to shows like yours and other content creators who are doing the work for them.
Yeah.
And listening to some of those suggestions. But man, have a good night, man. Do what
you as
do.
well. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And that's the number one issue with the boys. Right? Because DeMarcus Ware, he left, was it 13, right? Because he had his neck issues. He left after the season 13, I believe. Because we drafted, remember, we draft to replace. We draft to replace, and I think that's when we got DeMarcus Lawrence, Tank, in 2014. Right? But we didn't have a person that can pass rush to the quarterback, you know, in all of 2014. And the whole thing is, you know, when we look back at everything, the strategy worked in 2014. The strategy flat out worked. Minimize Tony Romo. Don't have him throwing the ball 40 to 50 times. Minimize Tony Romo. Reel him in. It's equivalent to what the Bills are doing now with Josh Allen. Minimize him. Don't have him throwing the ball everywhere. Let's play complementary football. Didn't y'all know that in 2014, Tony Romo only threw for 300 yards one time the entire year? One time. It wasn't the fact that he can or can't make the throws or what have you, because we know he can make the throws, but we didn't need him to do that. DeMarco Murray was Offensive Player of the Year. He had fumbling problems. I get all of that. But he was able to mask the defense inefficiencies by TOP. And the Cowboys get in their own way year in and year out, year in and year out. It's issues. Yeah, and of course, you know, Willie T, they did give Joshua Allen weapons. But it's the same thing. Reel them back. Don't get these quarterbacks to throw for more than 40 times or for more than 35 times. And we have a quarterback that threw 55 times. It's just so crazy, man. And they minimize golf too. Yeah, golf is nice. Golf is nice when you have the ability to win games with your running game, or for a fact, this right now. Some of you guys, and I'm gonna put this out for the Dak Prescott thing. If Dak Prescott had the exact same game that C.J. Stroud just had, y'all crucify him. C.J. Stroud didn't throw a single touchdown in this game. He threw a pick. And they still beat us by 24 points. But where's the divide in Texans land? Nobody's saying that, hey, Joe Mixon carried X, Y, and Z. See, we are some of the same problems too. You don't hear their media talking about, hey, C.J. Stroud played terrible, but Joe Mixon saved the day. They team won. And you don't hear that owner. You don't know who he looked like. You don't know what the owner's son looked like over there in Texans land. They are celebrating. They might not even win another game this year. They won over there right now. We are our own worst enemies too, though. You know, I got Jamie, and then I got Unc. So Jamie from the 774, you live.
And this is disappointing. You know, there's a lot of teams that lose, you know, but they lose with at least some kind of pride. You know, they play with some kind of fight. But everything that we've done, not only tonight, Law, but pretty much the whole season, is all self-inflicted. You know, you got poor tackling. You got CeeDee Lamb with I've never seen him. His route running tonight was lazy route running. You know, obviously McCarthy with the play calling, and you don't take points off the board when you have a backup quarterback in there and your defense can't stop anybody. You got to take as many points as you can. Yeah. And this is just painful. You know, I know there's a lot of fans out there that pay a lot of money to go out there and watch games. But you know something? I'm from New England, and the closest I can do, I pay a little over $300 just to get the NFL ticket so I can watch this team play. Wow. Yeah. And it's embarrassing, you know, and it's not just today's game. So many. I think we've been trailing by now like 20 points in 6 home games straight. 20 points in 6 home games straight that we've been trailing by. Yeah. And again, it's like a nosebleed, man. Right? It's not stopping anytime soon. You know, it's hard to watch, but you know, we still got to ride with our team. But man, they're not making it easy, Bella. And I know it's been a long day and a long night, so the least we can do is appreciate you for just keep going and giving it y'all 100, because no one else in that organization is, bro. So thank you for everything that you're doing, brother.
Man, appreciate you for calling in, man, multiple times today, man, and showing your support, your love, and adulation. I thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you.
Always, my man. Thank you, bro.
Always, man. Can't wait for Jamie to get his reaction when he get that helmet. See, y'all fighting right into the narrative. I want to say this over and over again so that you guys can understand. You're going to have to pay your quarterback. You can't get around it. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's the price of doing business. Now, granted, the 49ers They 5-5 right now, and they're in the bottom end. And yes, Purdy is on his rookie's contract. But Bosa is getting quarterback money. Fred Warner is getting not dog food. Kittles is not getting dog food. Trent Williams is not getting dog food. You see, y'all get hooked up with this 3-ladder, 4-ladder, 5-ladder, whatever networks, and y'all only get isolated on Dak Prescott on whatever he's making. Did y'all pay attention to what the Eagles paying Saquon Barkley and both of their wide receivers? Don't y'all understand that Dallas Goedert is getting none? He's not getting dog food. A quarter, when I say they getting paid $250 million, $3 or $4 and $5 million ain't that much difference. It ain't that much difference. What Hurts making and Dak making ain't that much of a difference, even though one is 52 and the other one is 60. It is not that much of a difference. And even if it is a player like a Mozzie away, like we're paying Mozzie, don't y'all know how the money works? Don't y'all know that Schoonmaker is making more money than Ferguson? So y'all get all confused with the salary cap, and that's just the price of doing business. David Alexander says CD isn't lazy. He's frustrated as hell right now. DC for life. Yeah, you're right, my guy. Appreciate you so much for the $10 support, Uncle Dave. Appreciate you. Yeah. And I know, man, you know. You going to have to pay. Now, granted, I love this. I love when people throw this angle at me about the Chiefs are not paying X, Y, and Z. Well, it's a reason why Andy Reid is getting paid $20 to $25 million, and Mike McCarthy is getting paid $4 million. It's a reason why Spagnuolo over there is getting paid about $10 million, and Zim is getting paid $3 to $2 million. Can somebody put in the chat, and there's no salary cap as it relates to coaching. Can somebody please in the chat say you pay for what you get? And these retreads that we continue to do, it's a reason why other teams don't hold on to their backup quarterback as long as Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush been here collectively for 7 to 8 years as a backup. And I just heard the dude say earlier, hey, regardless of how you look at it, Will Greer is going to be our backup quarterback. Whereas other teams, they are turning and burning their backup quarterbacks because they can find a dime a dozen. Joshua Dobbs, hey, just off of what he did to us last year, he would have been a better fit than Trey Lance and Cooper Rush. But nobody understands it when I say, hey, take Joshua Dobbs. Nobody understood it. What's his name? Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold would have been a better pickup, and you didn't have to spend a 4th round draft pick. People don't understand. That's management. Sam Darnold is getting dog food money, ladies and gentlemen. He could be our backup. But we so proudful of thinking that what we seen, Cooper Rush, he's 5-1 as a starter. He's better than Dak. Oh, Trigger Trey, oh man, he got the highest potential. And we hold on to those things. Jameson, yeah, you could have got him for dog food money. Don't y'all know that the Dallas Cowboys have the highest paid backup quarterback position in the National Football League? Let me repeat this again. The Dallas Cowboys is paying the highest out of all of the teams in the National Football League. $5.5 million to Trey Lance. For another $1 million, you could have had Derrick Henry. I seen the Eagles pick up DeAndre Swift for $5 million. We're paying $5.5 million to sit on the sideline. $2.4 to $2.5 million for Cooper Rush. I can't make this stuff up. And all offseason, the experiment was, can Trey Lance be the quarterback? Did y'all see how many reps Trey Lance had all preseason? Did y'all see how many reps Trey Lance had all preseason? And we can't even, it's 2.8. I was short. Yeah, appreciate you above the rim. If we can't even find a way for him to get on the field now, if anybody know Ryan Flanor, if anybody know the backup wide receivers, would be him. If anybody want to save this defense, would be Trey. At least he can run. What you trying to protect him for? He's on the tail end of his contract. I got Uncle Charles, man. Make it plain for us, man, from the 205.
What's up, Law?
What's good?
How you doing, bro?
Hey,
let me say this real quick. And Law, I want you to hear me real good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing to do with certain people.
Mm-hmm.
But we have people out there, certain content creators, cowboy content creators.
Mm-hmm.
They spill out the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is the narrative? It's what they see, where they want the crowd to go. Well, that's why people come and be a part of something, because they want to be a part of the narrative.
Yeah.
Now, but what is going to happen when they don't see that narrative anymore? Two things going to happen. They're going to stop listening to you, or they're going to turn on you. I believe when I see a duck and it sounds like a duck, it's a goddamn duck.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get the hell on up out of here. Last year, I kept saying, preach, if Jerry Jones don't take his hand off this team, we're not going to go anywhere. You can get 2 first-round picks, and you might be successful a whole season, but you'll get to the playoffs, and you'll fail again. Jerry Jones want to do it his way. It's not going to work your way until you step away. Now, let me explain something to you. I was called everything but a child of God. He old, he crazy, he ignorant. Uncle Charles don't know what he's talking about. Well, you better add one more thing to it. You better call me Batman, because you getting your ass whooped right now. See, you better leave me alone, because I know the dubs. I had you looking for my ass in the daylight with a flashlight. I don't play them games. I don't play. I had you laying in the bed at night looking at the wall. I don't know what the hell you looking at. So we better get off Uncle Charles, because I got shit in my bag. I'll tag you up. And I'm going to say this. You better know what's important in life. Now, they are not going to change. We love our guys. You got beat 35, 45 and that. We love our guys. They're not going to change. And I'm going to tell you this. You can play with this if you want to. I'd be damned if I pay $300 for a ticket and I'm still losing and getting embarrassed to wear my hat. Are you listening to me, Lo?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm damn if I pay for that. Tough stuff is too high in this damn. I watched The Exorcist a long time ago.
Yeah.
Scared me to death. I left the grocery store screaming because them highest price. Jerry Jones is never going to change. Just like when he got a facelift 4 times and his face is still wrinkled. It ain't going to work. And it ain't going to work your way, Jerry. And these guys on here, on this radio station, on Dallas Cowboy radio station, well, you know, we got on the button and we hit that one. Listen, ain't nobody talking about no damn moral victories. You got your ass whooped. Nobody cares about a moral victory.
Come on with it,
okay? And that's all I got to say. Jerry Jones, and in closing, let me say y'all something. You sit there and call me crazy, and the only points you don't got is from your field goal kicker. And guess where the hell he come from? The Birmingham Stallions. 3-time world champions, finna win a 4th. So you can play with this organization if you want to, and you'll be all in a damn wheelchair. And that's all I got to say.
Yes, indeed, man. That's Uncle Charles, man, with the great message. Oh my gosh, he's burning them. You know what I mean? I got another Unc, man. Then I got the 315. Unc, what's good? From the 520.
Same shit, different day.
Hold on, let me go get my glass. Let me go get my glass. Let me get my glass, man. I'm gonna get a shot. I'm gonna take a shot from you. You know what I'm saying? You know.
All right, I can't see you. I'm talking on the phone, so I'm talking to you on the phone. I'm not talking to you off the computer. But anyway, you were speaking on about drafting to replace, and that's all Jerry Jones knows how to do is draft to replace instead of draft to reinforce. So he doesn't reinforce his players. You just look at CD. He's the #1 receiver.
Yeah.
You got no true 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Unless you want to add Cooks to that, but then Cooks is out. So you don't have a true 2 or a 3. Your running back room is Purdue, and every game you play, you come back at the end of the game and doing his interviews.
Yeah.
With these Pyrrhic victory speeches and all. They ain't getting it.
They ain't getting it, man.
I came in the 4th quarter. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. The Cowboys are playing the Texans, so they're probably getting mollywopped right now. And sure enough, they was 27-10. And I was like, there's 12 minutes left, and I'm sitting here screaming at the TV.
Yep.
For Trey Lance. Screaming for him. At least give his man a chance. Instead of setting them on the sideline, making 5 point, what is it? a year just to warm the bench?
5.5, bro.
And then you got the Red Rider freaking negative 2.0 rush. You ain't gonna get nowhere with him. You're not gonna get anywhere starting him. You bought Lance over for a reason. So why don't you start playing him?
The best.
They're not gonna do that.
The best experience is getting out there and doing it. You know, to get the flow of the game. And if he was drafted on straight raw potentials, then let him be out there. He literally, one thing I'm gonna tell you about Trey. And Cooper and all of the guys, that they are very good hard workers, right? But one thing I tell you about Trey is that he's worked with Jeff Christensen. That's the same guy that trained Pat Mahomes. He works with his feet. He works with his mechanics. He works with everything sun up to sundown. He is a hard-working kid. Just what else do you have to lose? You already paying $5.5 million, man. Just put him out there.
You're paying him the money, then use them.
You're
already in a hole. You're already in a hole. 3-7.
Yeah.
You're already in a hole. You ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere.
And Aikman was talking about, well, Jerry ain't going to tank. Well, looks like he's tanking to me. 3-7. He's tanking like a bug. What we have here is a failure in management. A failure to communicate. You ain't communicating. And McCarthy, the sooner he goes, the better. The sooner he goes, better. And I don't even know why you would bring Zimmer. I don't know why you would bring Zimmer after you just lost you're defensive coordinator, and he goes to Washington and they're over there balling.
Here's the thing, though, Unc. They never fired Dan Quinn. They allow him to go wherever he wanted to go freely, right?
No.
Yeah, but, in sales or in any business, you should have a non-compete clause, right? Like, you can go anywhere, but you can't go to the ops, right? Because you know too much about us, right? You should have something in the contract. You got to at least wait 1-2 years. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
The only reason why the Cowboys, according to Rex Ryan, don't have Rex Ryan as their defensive coordinator is because of the money. Rex Ryan said that they wanted him, but they couldn't afford him. His price tag was too high. So they brought in Zim.
They don't want to pay him. And just like I put it in a text in the chat, Jerry Jones being cheap.
Yeah.
He's being cheap. He got more money in his facelifts than he does in potential players and especially with coaching.
Yeah.
Especially with coaching. But give Trey Lance a chance. It's just a failure across the board in the management.
Yeah.
And Will McClay, he should be swiftly kicked in the butt.
Yeah.
The way he's going. Draft to reinforce. Not just draft to replace, draft to reinforce.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have backups.
Yeah.
And you got to have some comparable backups. Not no half butt off the practice squad dudes. That ain't getting it.
Yeah.
That's not getting it.
Yeah.
But that's all I got to say. Oh, you get your box yet?
No, I still haven't came. You sent it to the right location, right? The one in Frisco? You sent it there?
Send it to Frisco. To the suite number.
Okay, I'll reach out. I'll reach out to her and see whether or not what's going on. Will take it too long. I hope she didn't open it up and start drinking it.
No, it's not that one. No, that one's not coming U.S. mail. No, I ain't trusting U.S. mail with that.
Oh, okay. Oh, so was it signed? Was it certified?
That was FedEx. Sir, you believe that?
Sir. Okay,
you got the sign.
What's the tracking number
for this, bro?
You got a tracking number?
Sign for this.
Okay, I'll let her know. I'll let her know though. You know what I'm saying? I'll shoot her a message. Let her know.
Yeah, let me find my receipt and I'll get you the tracking.
Most certainly, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Right. All right, but I'm out of here.
Appreciate it.
Later. I ain't gonna be no more than punk bees.
Appreciate you, Unc. Yeah, a good call from him, man. I think you guys and Eric, I think that you getting it mixed up about me. I don't hate anyone. I didn't hate on Dan Quinn. Sabotage. When you sabotage something, that doesn't mean that you are horrible. That means you sabotage. Stuff I'm saying is verifiable information of players who played on the team who said he changed up his scheme in that playoff game. That doesn't mean that he's a terrible coach. Sabotaging. Doesn't mean that he's a bad, terrible coach. He checked out. And to be fair, it's not like the Washington team got the number one defense over there. You know, it's not like Dan Quinn doing an excellent job on defense for the Washington team. Let me pull up Washington. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull up Washington just for those who don't understand what I'm saying. Yes, and then they're playing last place schedule. They're better than us right now, but it's not by a mile. You know, they still. Let me see if I can find Washington, because they don't let me put in Redskins. Okay, where you go? They got the 29th ranked defense, bro. 29th ranked defense. So, I mean, where are we getting at with Dan Quinn on his defense and his team and all of this stuff? And that's with last place schedule. Let me repeat, that's with last place schedule. Shout out to Dan Quinn. It is historical data shows that his first year with teams, he does great jobs. And he got better resources than us. He don't have a meddling owner. He can be on the sideline. He can be boisterous. He can be free now. He's free. I wish all of the success for Dan Quinn. I met him, did you? I don't think you ever met him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he hooks up with my guy, Tony Mack, at the boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is I have no bones to pick with him, but the spade is a spade. Did y'all see that watch? Did y'all see that Green Bay Packers game? And y'all came away from that saying that Dan Quinn put his best foot forward? Did y'all see that? Dan Quinn versus Zim Dolaw. All right. How many injuries do we have on this defense? We equating the fact that Zim, y'all are acting as if Zim is playing on last play schedule and that he didn't had Michael Parsons the entirety of the time and he had D-Law the entirety of the time. And that he didn't have, and he had Bland, and he had Marshall Nealon. Mike Zim is literally coaching this defense with table scraps, chicken feed. There's no Stephon Gilmore for this particular team. They're just Diggs coming off of an ACL, and everybody with eyes that can see. Diggs is not about that tackling action. Those are two things that are not the same. If Mike Zim had this particular team in its health last season, we don't know. To be fair, the Cowboys didn't have the number one defense last year, by the way. Couldn't stop the run. We had issues galore, but we were good in takeaways. And one of the person that's responsible for those takeaways, his foot is broken. It's still hurt. Yeah, he don't have a Sam Williams. So I get it. You know, it's easy to bag on the old man Mike Zim. And hey, I'm not out here trying to campaign for him. This whole entire team is crazy. But to look at the Washington team results and say, hey, man, they're better and Dan Quinn is better. No. Historical data, if we want to use data, Zim is a better overall coach than Dan Quinn ever was. Collectively speaking. He's a better coach. Collectively speaking. If you want to go by stats and metrics, Zim is a better coach than Dan Quinn. If you want to go by just those alone. And he's a better situation. When people leave here, like that's the whole example. Everybody banging on the table for Ben Johnson and all of these guys. Jerry's not finna pay those boys that much money. When he can look back and say, hey, 12-5, I paid that for $4 million. That's a Super Bowl caliber coach. Why should I give you triple the money? Why should I give you triple the money? People fail to realize we are the lowest paid coaching staff in the National Football League. That's a negative strike against you, plus a third of the people on 1-year contracts. How are we supposed to win with that? A third of them people, they are like y'all. They calling Dan Quinn. Hey, Dan Quinn. Oh, what's going on? I heard Magic Johnson, he's a billionaire. How you doing? If anything, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to move karma out the way and put things in right perspectives, if the Cowboys were to keep Al Harris from that massacre they should have promoted him as the DC and not insert Zim. Zim shouldn't even be here. Zim should be here as a liaison or a consultant if we want to keep it 1,000 with y'all. But there's a whole nother layer of onions that I don't want to peel back on this team on how they handle things. If we want to keep it really funky, my guy Will McClay should have more autonomy, but he don't. Will McClay is the Uber Eats guy. When you put in an order, he go grab it. He's the Lyft guy. He got no voice that's loud. He can talk about things, but he can't make any changes. He's a go along, get along brother. He doing everything wrong for the right reasons, I guess. And that's a part of the problem. He's an enabler. Hey, Pops should stop smoking cigarettes. But Will McClay continue to give Pop cigarettes. That is who Will McClay is, unfortunately. Unfortunately. And we are enabling Jerry to operate and masquerade as the general manager and still make controls of who can get the ball, who's fired, what color of the Kool-Aid or what color of the Gatorade, what color of the jocks, the size of the socks, and beyond. Absolute, write this down. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. From the 315, you're live.
Hey, I'm just calling in to look at the outlook of everything and break it down by bulletin to bulletin from what I'm looking at. And what we got to look at and see is all the injuries this team has this year. You got to look at what this team was the year before and go down the list of injuries and understand that it's a team sport, and one man down can change the whole outlook of a team when our next man up is at the caliber to be the next man up.
Facts.
And if you break that down. And then the second thing is if you're looking at the coaching, if you played sports and you know when you're playing for a coach you don't want to play for, you don't give it your all. You don't play for that coach. And I believe these players are playing for a coaching team with Zimmer, since it's not Al Harris, and then Mike, that they don't want to play for.
Facts.
So when you go down that aspect, these players aren't giving it their all. They just don't look like they want to play. And they got a QB, it looks like, on the field with Rush that they really don't believe should be in over Trey, even though if Trey's not much better, it looks like they want to play for Trey more than they do Rush. If you look at CD when he had that pass thrown behind him, he looked at Rush like, really? You couldn't make that wide open pass?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy, you cooking, boy. Ooh, wait.
You know what I mean? To go down the list of that, and if you just put in different players, but if players want to play, you watch Coach Carter in a movie, when you're playing for a coach and people that you want to play for, you give it 100% more effort. And then I believe Jerry didn't try to tank the season in the beginning, but it got to a point where he started looking at it, and I do believe he's trying to tank now because that's why he ain't putting them in. He's not firing. He's riding us out, I think, to try to get on the top 5 pick like when we got Zeke.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's thinking in his head is Dak Zeke Air, Dak Genty, Dak Travis Hunter. Because if he could give himself a Travis Hunter, he's fixing his quarterback issue and he's fixing a wide receiver issue if he's going to play both things in the league.
It'll sell like hotcakes, man. If that's the one guy, if he asks for 0, they're going to give it to him. They ain't going to monkey around and play around with it. You know what I'm saying?
and then, not to bring up other commentators, but the one guy that usually spits a lot of facts, he don't say a lot of it, is Mike Fisher over there had a video today breaking it down of how he looks at Jerry's plan from everything that's happened this year, is that he's looking at Jerry to get about $100 million in cap this next upcoming year. And we know Jerry, we think he doesn't want to win everything, but that's all he wants to do is win before a Super Bowl. That's why he don't give up the seat, because he thinks he knows how to win the next Super Bowl again.
Yeah, but how much Stephen Jones is in that? Because he had a lot of strength to fight Stephen when he's in his youthful. But now, man, shoot, you know, he's long in the tooth, man.
Stephen's a big issue too.
Stephen is the big
Mike broke
issue.
it down with the cap and everything of how you can restructure Dak. He plans to restructure him, CD, and then Mika on his $20 million a year coming up. And with the $25 million rolling over and the $275 million cap coming up, we'll have roughly about $100 million in cap space. And people are saying, well, Jerry don't want to spend, but that's cap. That's not money back in his pocket. That's cap. It has to be spent either way.
No doubt, man. Good call from you,
So
bro.
if he restructures those, you know, and he gets that $100 million, and then you go draft yourself one of them players, and you look at all these injuries we got done. The whole team's a different team from that point next year, and then you get some new coaches in. I'd love to get a Dion in because Dion wouldn't sit there and let Jerry talk to him the way he does.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Good call. Good call from
You
my
guys have
guy.
a good one, though. That's all I wanted to say was spit those facts in there and look at it like that outlook because everyone's going crazy about it. Figured, get some upside, I guess, a little bit of high note on it.
No doubt. Good call from you, man. That's my guy from 315. Yeah. That Mike Fisher, boy. He strikes again. My guy, Mike Fisher. Check out Mike Fisher. But for clarity, not to beat him up, you know what I'm saying? Not to beat him up, let me hit up my guy, Double Move, who it sounds and appears that he got that info from him. Let's listen.
The Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl window is actually about to open up again. With 3 simple moves after this season, the Cowboys could go into 2025 free agency with nearly $100 million in cap space. All they have to do is restructure Dak Prescott's contract, freeing up nearly $40 million for the 2025 cap. Then they can restructure CeeDee Lamb, which frees up nearly $40 million as well. And then they can designate Terrence Steele as a post-June 1 cut, which saves over $12 million. With those 3 simple moves, Dallas has plenty of money to sign Micah Parsons and make moves during free agency to get this roster back in order for a new coach. It was so they could do more during the bulk of CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott's contracts, while also letting Mike McCarthy play out the final year of his deal and starting fresh. Not to mention, Dallas has 10 draft picks to use in 2025. Whether they look to make a trade or make all 10 of those picks, that's a ton of draft capital for any team. To me, this seems like a really good plan, and if they pull it off, their Super Bowl window opens right back up.
Mike Fisher, I hope you gave my guy some love, man. Double Move for doing a good homework there. Not to say that you didn't, because what's the odds? Multiple people could come up with the same conclusion there. But I get what you're saying, my guy. I get what you're saying. But shout out to Double Move. Check him out. Be sure to find and follow him on all platforms because he was one of the first ones. He Ray J'd it, He Ray J'd it. A lot of people didn't hit it after Ray J, but he hit it first. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Ray J, he Ray J'd it, So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, $100 million is a lot of money. And on top of that, what the salary cap is going to grow with and excel with, hey, come on with it. Cowboy Nation, that was the last person that was in the calling queue. What we're going to do here is we're just going to head out anywhere at the 1 o'clock hour anyhow. So I really, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Yeah. One wish. Boy, that Kardashian, oops, I'm saying talking too much, man. Everybody got a line up on it. I'm next, boss, Shout out to Kardashian and them, but Ray J said he did it first, though. And shout out to Ray J, my Mississippi boys. I had JP in the chat and on the phone queues, but he dipped off, But I would say this, though. Oh, okay, hold on. We got PA in the house. Let me get PA in here. PA!
What's the deal, Law?
What's good with you, man? You last one, man. What you got, man? What you got for me?
I appreciate you, man. Hey, look, I just, man, at this point, I believe that, we got to accept the Cowboys for what they are. Me personally, I'm making money off of them. They're allowing the other team to cover the spread every time. So, get it in where you can, my boys.
Yeah.
My fellow Cowboys, at least make something off of Jerry, because ain't nothing going to change. As long as Jerry's in charge, ain't nothing going to change.
Yeah.
The same thing come come next year, the year after. I was watching. I was on YouTube earlier, and I seen an interview with David Irving.
Yeah, my guy Scott did that.
Yeah, and he had said something about Stephen Jones.
Yeah.
At this point, man, we just gotta accept it for what it is, man. We could be down. I watched because I just want to see what we got. But man, like everybody else, man, just don't let it ruin. I mean, shit. What more? How much more can they let you down? You know what I mean? You expected already.
Just like anything, you know. If Jerry gonna make money, we need to make money just like anything, you know.
Exactly.
Hey,
so capitalize, all right?
You know what happened? You know, it hit me, bro. You know, Mike McCarthy at the crib talking to his wife and everybody, you know, his side piece and everything. He said, just like anything, if Jerry gonna make money, I'm gonna make money. You know, it's the last year of my contract, baby. We gonna go back to the farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, back up there in Wisconsin. But just like anything, we just gonna enjoy this season for what it is.
Right. Hey, if they put Washington anything 7.5. Hammer that shit.
Handle, yeah, and make that money, you know.
Hey, I appreciate you, Law.
And use promo code Law now. Use promo code Law on Underdog now. Shoot, help me out, man. I got people lined up to sue me, man. But appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you, Law, man. Have a good night, man.
Hell yeah, man. Just like anything, man. Big Cam. Let me see if Big Cam still asleep. Big. Big. At least you stop snoring, Big Cam. All right, let's get on up out of here, bro. Big Cam, man. He stopped snoring, boy.
Goodbye.
He been sitting in that thing, in that queue for a long time, just laid out like Family Guy. Yo. Boy, I tell y'all, man, we laugh to keep from crying over here, man. The Dallas Cowboys. I love this team. Oh, I love this team. Boy, it's like pleasure and pain. We stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins. We do, you know. Man, we do love this team, man. And we ain't gonna let it go, man. That's just what it is, you know. It's just what it is, man. They say, love's a sin, love's a crime. Love is when you have grief, you ask God for a sign. Baby, my love run deeper than the sea. My love gonna get you, baby. So we gonna get on up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Did we get everybody's super chat? I don't think you only got about one or two of them. But I appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in and being part of these episodes. As much as it do to the Dallas Cowboys being where we at, and I can't stand the Eagles. I can't stand the Washington team. I can tolerate the Giants. The higher you go up, the more humble you are. Giants fans, they don't even talk noise, man. They stop talking noise. They say, oh, we got the 4 rings. They ain't talking. But, man, the Washington team right now, left hand up and all of that stuff. And the Eagles, they just do what they do. They just do what they do. Yeah. Tupac must have been a Cowboy fan to write that song, you know. He must have been, you know. I don't know if they had AI during that time frame, but I'm quite sure he wore some Cowboys gear. Let me see if I can find it. Tupac Shakur in Cowboys gear. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Brother was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Yeah, just like anything, huh? All eyes on me. Where you at, Tupac? Yeah. It's like, he says, like pleasure and pain. We stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. There you go right there. I saw a jersey on him. Yeah. It look like one of them things. That boy said, dear mama, don't cry. Your baby boy's doing good. Tell them homies I'm up in heaven and they ain't got hoods. I seen the show with Marvin Gaye last night. Had me shook. Jiffy Peppermint Snot with Jackie Wilson and Sam Cooke. And then some lady named Billie Holiday sitting there kicking it with Malcolm till the day came. And literally Asha Show grown told the lady at the liquor store she's forgiven. Come home. Maybe in time is understood only God can save us from Miles Davis cut loose with the bend. Think of all the people that you knew in the past. They passed on. They up in heaven found peace at last. Picture a place that exists together. It got to be a place better than this in Dallas. Come on, baby. It got to be a place. We need a spot where we can kick it. A spot where we belong, Jerry. Tired of getting shot at and chased by the police and arrested. We need to be able to pop off something over here. And if I was a rapper, I'd be the best one over here. You know what I mean? Yeah. The reincarnation of Pac. Because none of these rappers got nothing on Law Nation right now. I'm hot. And that boy said, pull your strap on me. You better kill me. My 4-4 make sure all your kids won't grow. Come on with it. Yeah. But mama said there'll be days just like this. She did. She did. And if I put my mind to it, shoot, I'll be triple platinum over here on this rap game. Shoot, I'm a thief with words. But if there's one thing a man should always do, is mainly to himself stay true. Never allow someone to change their point of view or your point of view. Unless what you bring or mean makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown, and when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone, because raised voices only turn those hearts into stone. You see, at the beginning, it was brother, I'll ride with brother, roll with brother, the morals of life, live, love, and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. You see, they would take the decent man to alter his heart, to seek to rip him apart. Those men, you should never call them a friend, because they will bend the lies around the truth. Ain't that right, Jerry?
What's your point?
To meet their end. Cowboy Nation, I say this really strongly. Stand tall or not at all. But you gotta know when to hold up, know when to fold up. You gotta know when to do those things. In victory, in life and war, there's lessons in every blessing. But Cowboy Nation, as we suffer this particular defeat and we look down the barrels of the gun that's right at our faces, of the reality, someone said that's when expectations meet reality. You know, that's when people begin to fold up a little bit. Ain't that right? Ain't ready to go right now. That's what happened.
Appreciate where you are right
now? No whatsoever. Because we expect to be here. A lot of y'all didn't expect us to be here, and don't think we don't know that. But we expect it to be where we are. Matter of fact, we expect it to be a little better. We dropped a couple that we're not proud of, but that's in the past. So now we focus on one game at a time. We really, truly do. But our expectations ain't your expectations. Our expectations are our expectations, and we expect a lot out of ourselves. We practice with the type of intensity and passion and love and effort that you can't help but be successful in what we do. And when we don't do things properly, it shows. We're beating ourselves at times, and nobody beating us. We're beating ourselves. And we just got to focus on those little things and correct them so we can be flawless. That's the goal.
Can you allow?
Some of that is going to go over someone's head. In life, is you versus you. In life, it's RK versus RK. Paul versus Paul, Kelly Green versus Kelly Green, Ghostface Gaming versus Ghostface Gaming. That's what it is. It's law versus law over here. Those are principles of life. Everything else is allegory. Everything else is ancillary. Everything else is just in the way of your own mindset. You got to remove those things. It's you versus you. Don't y'all know that the butter knife can be the sharpest knife in the drawer? Don't y'all know that one beam of light in the darkest room can illuminate it? Don't y'all know that even when a feather falls and hit the ground, it makes a sound? So what I'm saying is, it's all about your determinations. I said a determined person with a spoon can dig a ditch faster than a lazy man can with a shovel. Did y'all saw Shawshank Redemption? Yeah. He was determined to get out of there. He was. Andy Dufresne. Well, we some Andy Dufresnes around here, baby. We got to climb through some manure just to get to the other side. But we got to have that determination. We do. And the Cowboys right now, defeated, docile. They don't have the expectations that my God, what he said, Primetime just said. They laid out. They got the defeative mindset. They inherit that spirit from what's above. As above, so below. And it's coming from Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. It is. Shake it off. Remove all weaknesses. I told y'all earlier show that watching the Penguin, he didn't allow excuses. He wanted the attention at all costs. That he was willing to sacrifice his own brothers and sisters for that attention. That brother was hungry, not saying that we should sacrifice somebody over here. But even in the end, when he felt himself getting a little soft, he took out the person that had his back more than anything. Because he knew that holding on does more damages. And then you just gotta let it go. Yeah. You gotta let it go. Sacrifice it. Mama said if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and all that you dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, sacrifice. If dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember,
give me my theme music.
Come on with it. We about one love. If we offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart. If you're an Eagle fan, Washington fan, you just offended, okay? Come on with it. Y'all better do something with it.
I've been really in
Come on with it. We're going to cry a little later on tonight. Appreciate everybody, man, for your support. Oh, just CeeLo, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Come on with it. Big back, big back. He's our next head coach, by the way. Jerry paying him under the table with soft legs. Oh my God. Jerry Sweatshop coming to a Belichick near you. Come on with it. Come on. Netflix, hit your boy up. Give me a deal. Get Law a deal on Netflix, baby. 1 o'clock as promised. Bill Belichick out here, man. Oh my gosh, man. Come on. Oh my. There you go. Lately, I just wanna run it up. DC for life, baby. Shout out to you, the lunatic. Lost season, Pedro, Pinche, Cowboy. Hey, look at that tractor. Or tank. Watch how fast the tank can go.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run. Kapow, kapow, kapow. Emotional damage.
No limit soldiers.